it was the best possible thing to happen, and that he could no longer hurt or be in my life. Then, one morning, I began to feel nauseous. I ended up vomiting, and at first, I thought I caught the flu or that it was stress from the breakup, but after a few days of this happening, I knew it wasn't the flu. I ran out and bought a pregnancy test and hoped it wasn't what I thought it was. I sat on the toilet waiting for the results, begging and hoping it wasn't true, but to my horror, it was positive. Why? How? I sat on the bathroom floor and cried until I couldn't anymore. I wasn't ready to be a parent. I'm only 15. How could he do this to me? I immediately called my cousin, who was an OBGYN, and told her everything. Please help me. I don't know what to do. I cried on the phone. My cousin was the only person I could trust. She came as soon as she could, and 2 hours later, she pulled up to my driveway. She told me everything would be okay and took me to her clinic to confirm the pregnancy. She printed a report and took it to the nearest Planned Parenthood, where my cousin pretended to be my guardian so I could have the operation without my parents knowing. The first step was booking a mandatory therapy session for the next day. When we went back to Planned Parenthood, we were surrounded by people screaming and pushing photos of babies in our faces, calling us evil and selfish. I panicked, and the door and my cousin began to fade as everyone started to crowd around me. It felt like they were getting bigger and suffocating me with their yells. Where's my cousin? I thought to myself. I was beginning to get hysterical and felt sick. I pushed through the crowd and ran up the stairs, hoping to God that it will open. I got through and leaned against the wall, trying to calm my nerves, whispering, "It's going to be okay," to myself. I couldn't see my cousin anywhere, but a nurse touched me on the shoulder and said, "Right this way." She led me into a therapy room where a therapist was already sitting in a chair waiting for me. She had a stern look on her face. "Have a seat," she said while pointing to one right in front of her. I gulped and walked quietly to it. I could feel my heart racing. I wasn't ready for this. As soon as I sat down, the therapist said, "Think of your baby. Do you think you can